Hello and welcome back to our channel where we speak all about futures, the analysis of it, the actual technical analysis to make sure that you know exactly at what point you want to enter and actually take either long or short, or why would you want to enter? Okay, what type of confirmations we have to enter long or short. I actually have an amazing mentor that taught me from down in Manhattan. He trades at an amazing large firm and he trades for many years. So I always believe in making sure getting the right mentor that actually have the results that you want to have so you can move forward and succeed much faster as well. So I will share with you a couple of trade recaps that I have on NASDAQ and the mistakes that I did from it, the lessons I learned from it, and what we will be looking forward for the next trade as well. Okay, so I will share my screen with you right now and we will dive right into it. By the way, if you still didn't turn on that bell for every new video that we're coming out with, make sure that you do, so then you do have those notifications for your own sake of checking, analyzing, and figuring out, if you can capitalize on them as well. So what happened? I had this trade that I was looking at. I was looking at basically, this 2 hours demand zone. Supply zone. So I saw this 2 hours and I said, you know what? Here I will want to enter, and I wanted to enter, as you probably saw in my other video when I was doing this analysis, to enter within the 50% Fibonacci of the zone, okay, and a bit on the lower of that, going higher. So what I decided to do when it was coming towards the zone, I actually shorted towards the zone, and then as it get closer to the zone, I exit, looked for a long. However, the mistake that I did, I didn't hold it enough. I didn't let my winners run, and that's what caused me not to have as much profits and follow my plan to its fruition. So it's very important that you do that. That's the first thing first. Okay. Now, what happened here, okay, it's a very important lesson that I want to share with you that I actually thought about. I had a very long drive. I was thinking about quite a few of things that I'm experiencing with trading and in general in life on certain things. So I was thinking to myself, even if I have a trade that I'm losing money, or the trade didn't work out for my benefit as to my analysis, a lot of people might get frustrated and mad. What I actually thought about, and I told myself, as my first mentor, Bob Proctor, was sharing with me, he said, anytime you do something in life, you want to make sure that you express gratitude. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, how can I relate that to the trading? Okay, and I was actually coming down to the point of, when you do trading, it's super important. No matter if you had the trade finishes green or red, be grateful for that. Okay, express gratitude and say, you know what, I'm very happy that I actually entered to this trade. Why? Because now what you can figure out, no matter if it's again red or green, you can figure out what worked and what didn't. Now, you might have another trade that will be similar to that. So then again, what I learned and what I can take from it for the next trade. So if you have certain red trades, you will not, continue to take those type of setups. So let's an example here. Yes, I had the green day that day, okay, because I was trading towards the zone. However, I actually didn't hold it. So instead of me earning 6x, I earned 2x. Okay. So then I left on the table 4x's for nothing. Okay. So that's one thing that I learned from it, to hold it longer. Second thing, what happened? I actually got stepped out. And as you can see, the plan worked out. But what happened? My stop loss was a bit too high for it to actually get stepped out, and then not too sure why, but continue higher. So if we look, let's an example at this candle right here, it wouldn't step me out, and it would continue to that same degree. If we look at our risk to the word here, it's 1 to 6, 1 to 7. So average, it's one to 6 risk to the word. Okay. So in theory, if I would go lower to this level here with this one and with that one, okay, so then it would change my risk to the word to almost 2.5. So you are risking um, 2.5 more or less to actually have your trade then worked out. However, okay, it's still higher than a risk tolerance at this moment. Okay, so it might not be something that will work to our favor. Okay, so it's very important to understand what we learn from that and enter. Okay, also, let's say an example. There might be certain patterns or or opportunities. Many times you will hear some people say, "Hey, I'm looking for waiting until the market will present the opportunity." What's opportunity really in the market? So what's really the opportunity will be when it comes to your confirmation levels. That's number one. What's your confirmation level? Will be supply demand, will be trend line, will be different key levels. Okay, so let's say here it was the high of Friday. Okay, right here. Now what you will be able to see, that it got to high of Friday, let's say here, okay, and then sold off. Here was similarly that it was going also in a very similar direction, not to the high of Friday, but then had that sell-off, okay, had that here. Then if you look here, went all the way to high of Friday, and then came to this area, which I believe was the low of Friday, or it was support and resistance to a certain degree. So you want to find those type of key levels, okay, and then you are able to figure out how you're doing your trades. Okay, so here we have a lower high, lower high, lower high, and this formed a new lower high, and it's rejecting to go higher. Now, what will so here also, here is an additional opportunity that I want to point out for you. So when you see that it came to a high of Friday, okay, and then it's failing to go higher, and then you have those two candles, you see that this candle, okay, this one candle, I will put it right here on purpose. Okay, if we go to a 1 minute, what you will see, this one candle firmed that it came high here, and then it came a bit lower. And how many minutes after? So it was at 4:02 until 4:48, 4:47. Okay, and then it came here. So that was off market hours. So you might probably be sleeping, not really see that, but that's okay. Opportunities always will show, but figure out those patterns. Okay, so what happened? It would come back to it. Now you can enter with very, very limited risk to the word. But if you let your runners run or your winners run, okay, you will be able to move every time, to new stop loss of, let's say an example, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and so on, and you would be able to gain so much of a reward, okay, because you let your winners run. Okay, so in theory, if you enter to something like that, and there will be opportunities like that, trust me. Okay, so you just be patient. Patience is key, so you find your true opportunities and not mistaking them. Okay, so here let's say 1.25 risk to reward, because you are waiting for it to retest that level. That was the level of the high. You wanted to come and revisit that, and then you basically will be going with the trend until here, and then it will step you out here, let's call it, okay, because it's at this level where you move and then it will step you out here. So you basically made 29 points, 28 points. You have your risk reward 1 to 23. Is it possible? It's very possible. You just need to wait for your opportunities, not force trades, and do your analysis the right way. Look for those opportunities. Okay, so here you will see also it was coming nearing those Friday highs. You can see it did that here and again here, but here it did on the level of the Friday high. Okay, so you will see here it was doing that. No, here it was actually respecting that and creating a new lower, higher low. Okay, so this high was lower than that one. Okay, so that's very important to look at. So this one we can remove. This one was actually, let me just show you. This one was on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, we can find here support and resistance trend line. Okay, trend line that was formatting basically from here. Okay, 1 2 3, then it's break above 4 5, and here what happened, it broke below but didn't hold much value and came above, and from here had a rejection higher. Okay, so was a good trend line, but based on one single confirmation like that, very hard to trade. And here, what we can see also, it's creating those lower highs, lower high, lower high, now with potential that it will create a new lower low. Okay, so that's what we're watching for. That's number one. Now, I want to create a plan for my trade. So this one already was used and not really respected. Okay, this trend line also was already used and respected multiple times, but it's already used. So we will look for another type of trend line in this area. So let's start doing that analysis on here. Okay, I will delete this trend line. I will delete these 2 hours. Okay, what I will do, I will look for a daily, and I just want to figure out. So this is, wow, this is good for us to see. So we have this area, okay, as a very good, okay, very good line for us, because that's this was Monday and Tuesday low. So we will want to buy at such level with very tight risk to reward. So you see here also, it was in this area, right? We had this also 2 times right here. Okay, even though it's a bit higher, a bit by a couple of ticks, but what happened when it came here? It's closed within this area, then came here, retest that low, and went higher by quite a bit. Okay, so that's a very important thing to look out for. Okay, now is that the only thing that we have to look out for? Definitely not. Actually, you can see that's literally a bit under, so that's why it's also very important that you give it enough cushion. See, that was $1. It's basically an entire point, 4 ticks. Okay, so that's why it's always important to give it enough cushion. You can check also for your own sake of analysis. You can check, let's an example, from here to here, $3. So it's basically 12 ticks, 3 points. Okay, so it's also very important to look out on that. Here is 1 point below, here is 1 point, 3 points above. Okay, so look at those things, it's important. Now let's continue and let's look for another zone that we can have an entry in this area potentially. So we have here, but very bad structure, very bad location, very bad sizing of everything. So we're not going to use that. Can we use that? Possible. And you can see it's already actually was used, okay, with great rally. So we cannot really use it. Like, look, this one was used and this one was used. Okay. Okay. Let me see. So we have this one. Wow. Okay. This one was used. Very big risk to reward. This one not good for us. Let me just see. We have this here. I want to see if we're able. 1 hour. No, no, no good on this one. Like, I mean, this one again. Hmm. Uh, that's supposed to be a crazy sell-off. If I'm looking to here and there is the wick on the top, I don't know if I would like that so much. So not really at the moment. Is there any plan at the moment? No, but if I would do it, it will have to be more from the formatting of the 1 minute candles on what's happening there. Okay, so based on reading the context. Okay, so that's what I would be looking at, and if anything, we'll do some live trading. But I wanted to talk about certain things. Um so about the gratitude I mentioned, about the fear. Okay, so what happened there is many times will be scenarios that we will have fear of losing out, so we will enter to trade just to force it. Okay, it's something very important that we don't do, because then um we will start having revenge type of trading, and we will start having trades that are unnecessary, and very fast you will find yourself blowing accounts like crazy. Understand that at the end of the day, algorithms moving the markets and people moving the markets, and it's something that can be predicted, but because we don't have the system of analysis to the T, then what happens? It's something that need to be analyzed and need to be understood. Once you understand how it runs and how it functions, will be so much easier to really grow with what it is that you are doing. You just need to understand the system. Okay. So see, I had quite a bit of contracts here, or shares here, and I was scaling out overall. And now what happened? It was consolidating here forever, and now it's broke the 100 moving averages, and now I'm waiting for it to come reach either the 50% again, or the 200, and then I will scale out. Okay, that's on that one. On this one, we are just waiting. There is no opportunity that I'm yet seeing. for me to enter here. What I want to do, just want to go to Nvidia. Wow, there is a crazy sell-off today. No, there was a massive rally overall. You can see here, you see how we were saying on the videos before, also to enter here for long, right? But what happened, I will tell you. Overall, okay, overall, you will see it's had a bit of more sell-off, okay, than was planned. A bit more sell-off, but then still based on the plan, again, it's worked out just fine. Okay, so you can see it's came to this area, and again, it's about your risk tolerance, so you know where to enter, how many lots, how many shares, and whatnot, to have it long and manage your risk accordingly. But overall, you know, when it will retest here, maybe I will enter with a couple of shares going long. Okay, so what I can do, I can actually make here an alert. So I will have an alert. Oh, I made the alert of the trend line. And you see here again, there is the sell-off on that. And it's creating so far high, lower highs. Okay, so we want to see that lower high as well to continue higher. It's also create higher high, higher high, higher high. Okay, multiple times here didn't create this higher high, but we want to see it on a higher time frame. While I'm still holding quite a bit of shares on that, okay, I exit some, but I'm holding some as well. Uh, I wanted to go more towards the 100, 100 or 200 moving averages for me to start scaling out. Okay, so 1 second. You can see it's actually broke below the 50, testing again the 20, and let's see what it will do right after that. Okay, in theory, it touched the 20 and went higher, so it's still respecting it. Um, but let's see, maybe I will need to scale out. It just we will need to see what's happening overall in that area. Right now, it's went from balance, in balance, but then market thought that that's not the right value for it, retest that trend line and went to imbalance trading rule, came to basically a balance area. So once it breaks above, either here, okay, or here, then the imbalanced area will come into effect again. Okay, so and it might be again just like large movements with volatility in the targets to come. Okay, 1 second. Let's see this one. This one is just going up and down, up and down. Very crazy. It's literally creating lower lows every time. Like lower low, lower low, lower low. And let's see what it will do right now. This one pretty much also balanced. Like a lot of the markets right now are in the balance phase. Okay, so it's very important. This within the support and resistance area. So I think right now it's retesting and we'll have rebalance tomorrow. Let's see what will come. Okay, very good. Very good. This is like very harder to read. but this one was clear as night and day, based on the move from one level to another. So that will be based on the analysis for this one. And if I start to take certain trades, I will be more than happy to share with you guys. But overall, journaling also a very important key to make sure that you journal and keep a record of what it is that you're doing, what time you're trading, what type of trades you're taking, what type of setups, what works, what doesn't work, and be very truthful with yourself, because at the end of the day, it's you versus you for you, and not you versus somebody else. So the better you journal, the better you will be able to review your thoughts, your trades, your lessons, and the better you will be able to move forward with that as well. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. I mean, there is no plan on the NASDAQ as of yet for me to take, unless it will come either to this level, so I will look to long it with tight risk to rewards, tight risk to reward, or I will wait for it to come to 45, 45 minute zone. Here I have, one moment, 45-minute zone here, for me to play long. Okay, and basically we'll see what the market brings us. I'm just thinking, I have this one level here. If it will come, great. Okay, I have this one level, but it's already passing that, and then I will have this level here. That will be great to review as well. So let's see. As I will do other analysis as well, of course, I will share with you. I will show you what type of analysis I'm doing, and you guys will be able to let me know if you have any questions, if you have any comments, compliments. I will be more than happy to hear about that and share with you also what I'm doing from my end. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.